Welcome, traders. Welcome to another broadcast of Live Trading Talk with Oliver Velez. My name is Oliver Velez, of course, and I am your trader for life. Well, what I believe we have here, I believe we have our, I'm trying to get my sound working properly here, but I believe we have our maybe 8th total broadcast since I've actually launched the show. I've actually lost count, what have you, but we've had some very informative shows, and you know, I would be remiss if I did not take a moment out of each show to thank the listeners, thank the supporters. We've had a number of glitches along the way, including today, but we'll get it right. And we have been having really a great time. We've been talking about some issues that I've actually been wanting to delve into in a more specific manner for a very long time. You see, I am in touch with a lot of my followers, a lot of the individuals who have read my books, attended my seminars, even my traders via the social networks and email. And while, you know, the new technology of today has given us the ability to stay a lot more in touch with each other, it's certainly far from perfect. There is something that is lacking in an email response, or there are certain limits that I am unable to get beyond in dealing with many of your questions, your great comments over the various social media networks. And so I decided to go back to something I did back in the 1990s. I had one of the first online trade radio shows dedicated to trading. And at that particular time, back in the late 1990s, I had many guests on the show. Individuals who went on to really accomplish some marvelous things in the trading space. I interviewed some of the country's top traders, and it was something that I absolutely loved. I enjoyed it. And I really have to say that coming back to it has been absolutely a pleasure. And this format actually gives me the ability to really do justice to a lot of the things that I want to actually speak about. Now, what I've done right now in the middle of my show is opened my Periscope account. I'm actually on live right now on Periscope with my Periscope family. Welcome everyone, welcome. And I've done that for a couple of reasons. Number one, I just want to make sure that I have confirmation that I am being listened to on this show right now. So my Periscope family, am I audible? Are some of you listening to me live on the radio show as well? Can you let me know? I just want to make sure that the little technical glitch that I had earlier in the program has really not affected the show. So I'm waiting for confirmation. So are you listening? Are some of my Periscope family members, are you listening to the show live? Can you hear me live right now? And welcome. Thanks for popping in. Yes, and we're going to get that music died down for you here. All right. Fantastic. Thank you for joining in on Periscope, my Periscope family, and obviously thank you for joining in on the live radio show. I could not be more pleased with the numbers. As some of you may know or may not know, I have an Android app for the radio show, which I strongly encourage that you download. It's a far more intuitive way to deal with the radio show and to interact with me during the show. You can participate in the live chat, ask me questions. You can download each episode, which I really strongly encourage. If you happen to, for instance, want to listen to one of the past archives or even the current show, but at a different time, and maybe you want to take 45 minutes to work out on your treadmill, and you download one of the episodes, and while you're doing your treadmill work, you're listening to Oliver Velez teach you about the ins and outs of proper trading. Or if you happen to, have activities that you're watching your daughter's tennis practice and you don't have Wi-Fi there, and you can download one of the episodes and spend your time productively engaging with me about a certain specific topic on trading, what have you. So the app is very cool. It's Android at this particular point. I believe that next week we get the iOS version for your iPhones and your iPads and things of that nature. So those of you who have iPhones, don't despair. I'm an Android person. I'm a Galaxy person, a Samsung person. Actually, I used to be Apple. I only trade Apple now. I only take money from Apple now. I don't give money to Apple. I used to, but no, I don't give anything back. I don't give any of my money back to Apple. Do you hear me, Periscope family? It's gotta be like that. So, yes. So please download the app. Download the app. It's cool. It's cool. And the iPhone app is coming next week sometime. All right. Now, I have had a number of questions that have come in via email, and some of you have actually posted these questions on the radio show, and I was not able to get to them. So before we actually delve into the subject matter of today's radio program, I would like to take a few questions that may or may not be directly related to today's topic. We'll get to that. But there are some that remained uppermost in my mind that I want to address before we do actually delve into the material for today. Now, I have my Periscope family with me. All right. I will take your questions first, because after I take your questions, a number of your questions, I am going to shut the Periscope down, and you guys on Periscope can continue to listen live on the radio program. So if you have any questions, okay, and you're part of my Periscope family, which I love you guys, shoot away. Also, those of you who are participating in the live chat, that is probably the most effective way to engage with me during the show. All right. So Candrace, welcome. Carmen, I think that's you. Finally, you're in. Welcome. Gabrielle, you're in. Welcome in the live chat. And Periscope family, if you have any questions, please shoot them by. While I'm actually waiting to see a question or two, I'm going to take the liberty of answering a question that I've gotten a number of times during the radio show. All right. And this question comes up very frequently, especially last year when I went back to demonstrating and showing my trading through YouTube videos and now live through the Periscope platform. I said, Oliver, why is it that when I see your trading system, that your buying power is always the same? So every day you have the same buying power. Even though I saw you make $9,000 today, and yes, it was a $9,000 profit day today, but tomorrow, despite the fact that you have made this $9,000, it seems not to be added to your buying power. Why is it the same tomorrow? Well, and that's a great question. All right, but let me explain how this differs in the professional trading world. You see, in the professional trading world, you are really not trading your capital. You are trading a clearing firm's capital, okay? A clearing firm approves you for a certain amount of buying power. We call it BP for short. It's called buying power. All right? Hi, guys. So, buying power is something that the trader cannot just randomly decide. Says, I feel like I'd like, I don't know, $10 million in buying power. No, it doesn't work that way. You have to get approved. So your clearing firm will say, okay, listen, based on your level of experience and based on what we've seen in your trading and so far, and based on the cash amount that you have up front, we're going to approve you for $5 million in buying power. Now, your cash amount is not your buying power amount. So when you see $5 million in my trading system, that's not what I have in cash there. That would be dumb to have $5 million in cash in my trading account. All right. I have $50,000 in my trading account. All right. And every month, anything that I gain above $50,000 is pulled out of the account and we drop back to the base $50,000 in cash. Buying power is $5 million. So my $50,000 is there to offset any trading losses from me trading the $5 million in buying power. So all the clearing firm wants to be assured of is that I'm going to lose my money, and there is no chance that I will lose all of my money and begin to lose their money. So they want a certain degree of a cushion in front of their buying power. So they are not going to say, okay, put up $1,000 and here's $5 million, because in one little tick, you can go blow past 1,000, and now the losses are not your money. The losses is their money. So they are not in the business of losing their money. They're in the business of setting professional traders up and profiting from a percentage of their profitable trading and transactionally. So yes, there are commission charges and so forth and so on. So it's a commission and a profit sharing model from the clearing firm's perspective. So in a sense, it's not your 50,000. It's not my 50,000 that I'm trading. It's their 5 million in buying power that I'm trading. My 50,000 is there to secure them, ensure them that any losses will come from my cash security deposit. Now, just because I make 10,000 or I made $9,000 trading today. You saw it live on Periscope, right? So I made $9,000 live today, and that doesn't mean that my clearing firm says, okay, now you have $9,000 more to trade with. It doesn't work that way. In order for me to increase my buying power, which you see is 5 million in my trading platform, you see this on my platform, I would have to put in a formal request. There would have to be a review of my account. And then somebody, I don't know who, but somebody, whether it's a group of people or one person, a risk manager or what have you, would then come back with a response, usually in writing via email, and say, okay, you've been approved for 6 million, or you have been denied. But because traders pull out all of the profit, they don't move the buying power. Traders are not in the business of using their trading account like a savings account. They don't do that. They use their money. They trade to pull their money out and to use it for their family or to save somewhere else. So clearing firms know that. They're not going to adjust your buying power because you're profitable today. All right? That is done with a formal request. So this is not retail trading. Retail trading, you are literally trading your money. You're not trading anyone's capital. No one's putting up capital for you. In the professional world, you're using OPM. Do you understand this? You're using other people's money. All right, someone says, I hope I've clarified that issue. All right. Question, how long did it take for you to become a consistent trader? How long did it take for me to become a consistent trader? I'm going to give you the short answer. The short answer is about 4.5 years. I always round it to about 5 years. Now, it doesn't mean that I did not experience some level of profitability. You specifically asked on Periscope, how long did it take me to become consistently profitable? So I take that to mean, how long did it take you to be able to support yourself solely from your trading activity? That's the way I take that question. And so, yes, 4.5 years, roughly, close to 5 years, it took me to become consistently profitable enough to support myself. Now, the next question I usually get when I answer that question, the next question is, Oliver, well, will it take me 4.5 years? Well, understand that this is going back almost 30 years ago. So, no, it should not take you 4.5 years today. When I started, there were no people teaching you, guiding you, mentoring you. There were no books on the market, seminars. There was no information. There were no radio programs like this. You know, I didn't know what to do. I just randomly picked things to try. The trial and error process for me was so long. Unnecessarily because no one would show me anything. I couldn't get anyone to talk to me. You see? So I just had to randomly try things. Wait a minute. Why don't I try this? When this line crosses that line, I'll buy. I knew nowhere to start. So what if today my traders know precisely what to do from day one? They know precisely what to look for. They know precisely how to make their executions. I had to learn everything. What's the best executions? What's the best routing? What's this, that? My learning curve should have been no more than 2 years. 18 months to 24 months. Look, it's an associate's degree, you know? And, you know, when I tell people, look, expect 18 to 24 months, you've got to invest in this. This is the most difficult activity on the planet. You're entering the most competitive market in the entire world. There are different markets. There's a real estate market, you know, there's the flea market. There's the farmer's market. Look, you have all kinds of markets. There's a supermarket. You have all kinds of markets, but this market that we're talking about is the most competitive market in the entire world. The world. You understand? You're pitting yourself against some of the brightest minds in the entire world. Some of these minds have hundreds of millions of dollars behind them. Dude, you're stepping into the tall wheat with the big dogs when you move into the financial markets. You are not going to be able to instantly do well there. It just doesn't work that way. It's the height of naivete to think that. It's just dumb. All right? You're not going to enter that world and in a few weeks, I can take money from these people. Are you kidding me? Like, what planet do you live on? These people aren't going to make it easy for you to take what they're taking. They're not going to say, oh, no, come on. There's plenty for all of us. Come on in. There's plenty. Oh, no, I'll move over. Here, take this spot. And this is all yours. No, nobody's going to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? Make sense? So, you know, it's not going to happen right away. So some people say, well, Oliver, listen, I just don't have that time. To me, that's the most asinine thing I can hear from someone. I don't have that time. Guys, if you want to continue asking questions on Periscope, log in to the real chat room. Come on, log in. I'm going to turn this off now, but log in to the real. Look, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to show it to you. See? See the chat room there? Can you see it? Let me see. Can you see it? Oh, maybe you can see it better this way. there. Right there. Log in. All right. Okay, my radio audience. Closing Periscope. So, one of the most asinine things I hear, right, is, but Oliver, I don't have 2 years. What do you mean you don't have 2 years? 2 years is going to come whether you know it or not, whether you realize it or not, whether you think that way or not. 2 years from now is going to be 2 years later. So what do you want to do? Do you want to be 2 years later and be consistently profitable at something that no one will be able to take away from you for the rest of your life? Or do you want to be 2 years later in the same place that you are now or worse? Like, dude, 2 years is going to come. You might as well do something that increases the odds that 2 years from now, you're going to be grinning and smiling from ear to ear. And, it astounds me that there's this sense of entitlement, especially amongst your new up-and-coming youngsters today. They feel like, dude, listen, I just want to get out of school and I want to make $1 million. I want to make $1 million a year. Like, it just doesn't work that way. It's not going to come to you that way. It's not going to come to you unless you go through something that builds character, that builds discipline. You're not born with discipline. No one says, okay, wait a minute. Duani, at birth, nature or life or God doesn't say, Duani is a cute little baby at birth. We're going to give him an extra dose of discipline. But I'm not quite sure I like the hair on Adrian over there. We're going to shortchange him on discipline a little bit. No one has discipline. No one is born with discipline. Discipline is like a muscle. If exercised, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. If not exercised, it's flabby, it's weak, and it does nothing. All right? So you have to go through things that foster discipline, that foster character. And trust me when I tell you, character and discipline are not earned through winning. Character and discipline is earned through losing and coming back. Don't you have this amazing respect for a fighter or a boxer who's been knocked down and gets right back up and fights like he wasn't knocked down? And if that boxer gets knocked down and comes back and wins, my God, the respect goes through the roof. The respect for that fighter is higher than the respect of a fighter who never got knocked down, was never on the ropes, never took a beating. You understand? So this is, I believe, one of the issues that Floyd Mayweather had with his image, where it didn't seem like he got knocked around or beat up. He didn't earn his way through brawling and coming back from behind and being bloodied up, but still not giving up, still ferocious, still out to win. I mean, that's what people respect. And that's what life respects. You understand? The world respects that. Life respects that. If you want to use the word God, God respects that. Whatever word you want to use, it's just the way things are. And so in this game, you learn through your losses. You don't learn through your winnings. The winners don't teach you anything because you didn't do anything. You have to actually do something in the losing category. You don't have to do a darn thing in the winning category, but count your dollars, high five yourself. Your only decision is, should I take my profit now or should I hold on a little bit? I mean, that's not challenging your soul. But when you're down, and you're down hard-earned money, and you have the rent or the mortgages due this week, and your objective was to trade this week to pay that mortgage, and you're down $500. Instead of being up 500, you're down 500 today. Now, what do? Do you quit right there and call it a day and hope tomorrow's better? Sometimes that's the right thing to do. Depends on the day, depends on the circumstance, depends on your mindset. It might be better, but wait a minute. Maybe you should double down. Sometimes it's smart to do that. Is this one of those times? Should you kill this open position that you're down to 500 and look for something else, or kill it and leave? These are the challenges. These are the questions that test you at the core, that you learn from. You learn to dig deep. You learn to be sensitive to what is going on right now. This decision is important. This decision is life-changing in a way. This decision means something for my family. No, that's how you grow. It is not by mistake that everything that goes up first goes down. Everything. You want to, oh, let's go plant an apple tree. You put the seed down first. Then the tree grows up. All right? Oh, wait a minute. I want to learn how to dunk. I'm like 6'1". I want to learn how to dunk. You bend your knees and dip down first. Then you jump. You understand? You ever see the cartoons when they draw, when a cartoonish car is about to take off? First, its front wheels go back first, and then pew! You go back first. You want to jump over this puddle? Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute, honey. There's a puddle there. Don't get your red bottoms wet here. All right, let's jump. You step back first, then you take off and leap. It is not by mistake that nature teaches us in all of its different messages that you go backwards first, then you have a right to go forward. It doesn't work the other way. And God help you. God help you, traders. If you happen to get lucky enough to go up first before you go down, to have some measure of success first, to win first without the win being earned, God help you. Because the price you're going to pay for that unearned win is going to be enormous. You don't want to win that way. You don't want to win as a novice. Trust me. Because you're going to get annihilated. And you may get annihilated so viciously that it will eliminate any hope for rising again. The price is too high that way. Because it has to be double or triple. So you don't want to come out of the blocks as a novice winning, even though that's what you're trying to do. You don't want that because it's not coming from skill. It's not coming from seasoning. It's not coming from experience. It's freaking luck. And that is going to run out. In fact, I wouldn't even call them prophets. You're a novice. You know nothing. You've learned nothing. You can't even remotely say you've got seasoning or experience of any kind, and you're winning? Dude, that's a rising tide. Your boat's not rising because you're lifting it yourself. That's the tide lifting everything. But when that tide stops lifting, OMG, the fall, the crash that you have to experience is unimaginable. I wouldn't even call them profits in that state. I would call them loans. And let me tell you something. You think crime organizations like the mafia have their expensive VIGs that almost make paying back their loans impossible? You haven't met Mr. Market. Because when it comes back for your lucky gain, it is going to take that, your shirt, your pants, your underwear, your shoes. It might leave you with just one sock just to laugh at you. And then toss you out into the freezing cold. And you might not come back. You don't want to come out of the blocks winning as a novice. Please. In fact, stop yourself. The numbers of stories that I've heard of people who say, but Oliver, I just don't get it. When I first started this, I didn't know anything, man, and I made a lot of money. Now I lost everything. I'm foreclosing on my house. I lost everything. You know how many stories I've heard of that? Heard like that? You don't want to do it that way. You want something that comes from your knowing. You want your knowing to be the birth, the birther, the creator of your gains. You don't want your gains coming from someone. You want them coming from you. You are your gains. Money in the market is the manifestation of who you are. It doesn't come from some place. It comes from within. It comes from your knowledge. Your knowledge creates your money. Somebody say, well, shoot, I'm looking for money. No, that's wrong. You will always be broke looking for money. Money is you. Increase you. Improve you, and more money flows. It's not outside of you. Does this make sense, traders? Am I too philosophical for you? Is this too deep? No, Oliver, I just want you to talk about tactics. Tell me where to buy and tell me where to sell. What is all this talk? I hear that sometimes. But this is exactly what you need to put your mindset in the right place, traders. Do you understand this? To get off this Alice in Wonderland fairy tale naive perch that you're on. Dude, you're going to lose. And you better know how to use that losing period to become better. You better have someone guiding you. You better have someone there making sure you don't really step on the landmines that can just blow you up forever. You want to lose, but you want to lose correctly. You want to lose professionally. You want to lose with purpose. This is what creates character. This is what creates seasoning. You know, the trader who's never been tested is an accident waiting to happen. The trader who's never had hardship is not even a trader. He's just a lucky statistic that's going to quickly disappear. Can't even call them traders. Gamblers. Lucky. There is a fundamental switch that happens about 2 years, guys, into this. If you do it right. It is the switch from being a person who visits Las Vegas to gamble to actually being the casino. And so you don't win big like the lucky ones do. You stop winning like novices do. Novices win big, but like once in a lifetime, twice. It's the novices that win big, so you sacrifice that. You sacrifice the lotto winning. You know, I've been on a casino floor in Vegas and seen somebody win $1 million in the slot machines. I've seen that. It's an amazing scene to watch. The lights go off and the sounds and everybody rushes over. It's congratulatory. Stuff falls from the ceiling. It's amazing. But when will that happen again? All right, the casino, it took a little hit. That's okay. The casino doesn't win big. The casino wins your money bet after bet after bet. It's consistent. So you sacrifice consistency and frequency for size. Well, some people say, Oliver, you know, you made $9,000 today in your trading. I saw you. That's size. No, that's not size. That's small. Dude, you have no clue what size is in this business. We used to hold positions, 300, 400,000 share positions. That size. Every tick would be like 40,000 up or down. You know, 2,000 here, 3,000, a $6,000 a day. That's small chump change in this business. That's not size. So as a pro, when you can legitimately say you're a pro, when you have made that click, that transition from being the novice who has an every now and again big win. Wow, look at that. You're no longer the gambler. You become the casino. You become the taker, not the giver. The gambler in Vegas is the giver. Thank God there are millions of them because I just go for the shows. I have enough thrill trading the market. I don't need that nonsense there. I go for the shows. I go for dinner. I go for some of the nightlife. Yes, great music, live bands. I love that. I don't give anything to a table. I'm sorry. I have enough of that in the market. I don't need my fix there. So thank God we have so much stuff to enjoy in Vegas because of all the givers. But at about the 2-year mark, if you've done this right, you make that transition to being a taker. Now, a lot of people don't like that word. I don't know if I like that word, Oliver. I don't know if I want to be a taker. Oh, yes, you do want to be a taker. All right? Nothing wrong with that. We take an apple from a tree and bite into it. You know? We take our food. We go out there and take life. What's wrong with being a taker? It's the only way to survive. Being a taker. That's the transition you want. From being a depositor into the market, from being a taker. You watch me live on Periscope. If you're not, you're missing out on something because this technology has given me the ability to give you a deeper insight into what the pros do, what we're doing behind the scenes with my traders, how I'm developing them, how I'm making them sharper, how they are already head and shoulders above the vast majority of people there, and they're babies. I'm giving you insight into that. And this is a marvelous technology. Now I know there are other technologies coming. Face Live, Facebook Live, Facescope, or whatever they're going to call it. I think that's going to be huge. But I'm not specifically talking about Periscope, although that's the one I'm using now, but just that whole platform. It's going to be a zillion of them in a very short period of time. This technology is what gives a person like me the ability to do bigger and more important things. I'm not out there on Periscope showing you how to make a bologna sandwich with cheese. No, there are people doing that on Periscope. It's crazy. And they have like 1,000 people in the room. Oh, now I'm going to make my bologna sandwich. And, I go to this special place for this cheese. You got to take a look at this cheese. Just look at it. 1,000 people. My goodness. All right. But I'm not using Periscope for that. I'm using it to give you insight, to lift the curtain, if you will, to give you a peek behind the scenes of a professional firm and how they deal with their traders, what they talk about, what they point to. I show you us in the trade. That's key for me, in the trade. And I can't show you everything from start to finish because that's just not fair to all the people who've paid their dues for everything. But to give you a peek and a taste, yes, just enough so you can say and see this is real. Because one of the things that this era that we live in, one of the most difficult things today is finding what's real out there. There's so many people that have hung a shingle. They put up a business with a sign. They're waving their hand. Pay attention to me. I'm the real McCoy. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I mean, my goodness. When I started, there was nobody. It was like you heard crickets. You had to search and find. Now you wake up and turn your iPhone on and 150 people through your email accounts trying to grab your attention. I'm the real deal. I'm this. Come over here. Put your money here. Send your check here. Send your wire here. Listen, we take PayPal. I mean, whoa. So now, but at the same time, these new technologies are now giving people who are real the ability to put a lot of things to rest. I've heard a lot of stuff out there. Oliver's not real, this and that. Well, now what can you say? So I make sure I show you in the trade, coming out of the trade, live, cutting everything out of the way, eliminating every excuse, every obstacle. You have no more excuse. I'm not quite sure I believe it. You have no more excuse. You either want to do this or you don't. And that's it. Powerful, powerful. Joe is saying, if you have, let me see here. Joe, first of all, thanks for participating, buddy. You are just always a breath of fresh air. I love your attitude. I love your passion for trading. I just love it. I just wanted an opportunity to say that publicly. You know, Joe says, you can have a million tactics, but if you can't apply them right, forget it. That's so true. You can have the best tactics. You can have the most valuable technique on planet Earth. But that technique is empowered by who has the technique. You know, I'm always saying that. You are the power, not the technique. I did an experiment on Periscope one day, a couple of weeks ago, actually. And I had my Periscope audience. I said, listen, you give me what to trade right now. I'm going to pick one of your stocks. I did it twice. I said, okay, just tell me what you want me to trade and watch me make money. Someone said, I want you to trade Netflix. Okay, here we go. Boom. Enter the position in Netflix. Now watch me make money from it. And they watched me make money from Netflix live. Listen, my technique didn't choose Netflix. My system didn't come up with Netflix. A random person on Periscope came up with Netflix. At that moment, at that minute, at that second, and I took it. So someone said, that's luck. Okay, let's do it again. Someone else picked something. Boom. I forget what they picked. I don't know if it's Facebook or whatever. All right. I'll make money from this too. Now, what does that mean? What does that say? It says that profitability comes from me. I didn't have a system or a tactic that set up on it. I didn't have a system that said this is ready. It was just random. And then I went to work and produced a profit from me. So it is always about you. Now, this is a perfect segue into our topic today, which is how to journal your way to trading success. Yeah, I'm going to change the title to that. How to journal your way to trading success. That will be the final title of today's episode. How to journal your way to success. Let me tell you something. If you are not journaling your trades, you are a novice. If you are not journaling your trades, you are a loser. I guarantee it. I don't even have to look at your P&L. All I can do, you just answer one question. Do you journal your trades? Or any of them? No? Loser. Don't even have to. Next. Don't even have to look. I am telling you, that's how important journaling is. There is something magical. You've heard me say this before. There is something magical that happens, traders, when you transfer something from the mental realm onto paper. And I'm from the old school. I like a leather-bound book. I like to write in a book. I want to feel and hold the book. I don't want to hold an iPad. This is not the same for me. But listen, whatever floats your boat. See, perhaps the younger generation, holding a book is stupid. Holding the iPad, like, whoa, this iPad I use exclusively for my journaling. Just look at it. Like, I used to like to feel the leather on my journal. Beautiful. You want to know where I bought my journals? A company called Bosca. 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 And you can buy the inserts. You buy the leather bounder with one journal insert. And then when you finish with that journal, you pull that journal out and you store it or save it and put in or insert a new journal. The leather bounder is beautiful. It gets even more beautiful as it ages. Ah, love it. I can show you journals all the way back to 1987. Oh, yes. If you don't journal, you're a novice. If you don't journal, I guarantee you're a loser. Now, you don't really have to journal every single trade if you're extraordinarily active as a trader, but you've got to journal something. There's something magical that happens when you make the transfer. When you put it on paper, you guys have heard me speak about this. You are creating the first step. You're going through the first step of physical creation. In the mental realm, it's just thought. It's just an idea. And people pay a lot of attention to thought and ideas. I don't. I think they're a dime a dozen. Every one of you has ideas up the wazoo. Everyone's got an opinion. Everyone's got an idea. Everyone's got thoughts. In fact, most people have too many thoughts. I don't pay it. Oh, think, son. Think, son. No, I go the other way. Don't stop thinking. Dude, when you're thinking, you're confused. Stop thinking. I go the other way. I don't have a whole lot of respect for thinking. Some traders say, well, Oliver, how do you say that? No, don't think? How can I trade and not think? Dude, you've been trading while you're thinking for how long? How's that working for you? Dude, look at your results. It doesn't work. The problem is you're thinking. Stop. Thinking is a mild form of insanity. Think about it. I use this example all the time. I grew up in New York, so especially during the 80s, whatever. I remember, homeless, sometimes bums on the corner in the street or what have you. a little mental, talking to themselves. I mean, angrily having an argument with themselves, cursing at themselves, answering themselves as if other people are really there and they're not. What's that person's problem? His thoughts. Why is that we randomly say, oh, that person's crazy. Why? Thoughts. You start talking to yourself, dude, I'm telling you, it's your thoughts. Stop. So I don't pay a lot of attention to thinking. I take the trader the other way. No thought. And journaling can help us do this. Now, how is it that you're supposed to journal? Let's talk about this a little bit here. It's a such a great, valuable topic. Let me grab a sip of water here. Oh, yes, traders. I was an avid reader when I was an adolescent, a child, actually. My mother was an assistant librarian. She wasn't a librarian. There's a very big difference. All right. This is a very meager, low-paid position, but that is what she did. She was an assistant librarian. And I had to come from school. I couldn't go directly to the house. I had to go to my mom's job, and she got off at 8 o'clock at night. Now, my school finished at 3:30. So I spent hours every day of my life as a kid in the library with mom, waiting for her to get off. So what do you think I did? I just read. It's what you do in a library. And I became a voracious reader. And I had no siblings, no brothers, sisters. So through my reading, people like Socrates, the Greeks, especially the Greeks, Aristotle, Plato, Kant, Krishnamurti, Descartes. Oh, just so many. Shakespeare, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Benjamin Franklin. What, Oliver? Yes, Benjamin Franklin. These were my best friends. But Benjamin Franklin, Oliver? Oh, yes, Benjamin Franklin. I'm telling you, Benjamin Franklin changed my life. Listen, I am a better trader because of Benjamin Franklin today. Yes, Benjamin Franklin changed my life. I read Benjamin Franklin's, the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. Listen, buy it today. It's probably like $2 on Amazon. Buy it today. It's a really thin autobiography. The autobiography of Benjamin Franklin changed my life. Buy it today. Read it in a few hours. You won't be able to put it down. But there's a section of Benjamin Franklin's autobiography that led to me journaling. It wasn't Socrates and all of his grand wisdom. It wasn't Aristotle or Newton or Freud. No, it was Benjamin Franklin. It wasn't Jesse Livermore and all of his great wisdom and reminiscences of a stock operator. It was Benjamin Franklin. I am having this talk with you today on journaling because of Benjamin Franklin. So let me tell you why he's so important to me. All right. There's a section of his book entitled The Autobiography of Benjamin Franklin, which I have read probably no less than 100 times. There's a part where he explains how he got this notion this drive of just wanting to be a better human being. And I can't remember exactly all the details, but I think he realized that he was receiving criticisms from certain lady friends of his. And he looked at those criticisms objectively and realized that many of those criticisms of him were true. That, yes, he could be a bit selfish. And yet, sometimes he could be a bit rude and curt and short and not polite. And so, what Benjamin Franklin decided to do was amazing. He took a piece of paper and he created columns, right? Vertical columns for each one of the faults he actually believed he had. All right? So one fault is rudeness. I'm rude. All right? Maybe another fault is I use profanity. Column number 2. I don't like that. I don't want to use profanity. I don't want to be rude. Column number 1, I don't want to be rude. 2, I want to minimize or eliminate my profanity. Column number 2. Column number 3, I don't sit up straight. I've noticed that I slouch. I don't want to do that. Column number 3, I slouch. And so on and on he went with his columns. I believe there were 13 flaws of Benjamin Franklin. And so what he proceeded to do was to live a period of time of, let's say, 3 months, right? And he wanted to find out how often he sinned, how often he committed these 13 flaws. And so every time he cursed, I'm using an example. I don't remember exactly what his flaws were, but let's say one of them was profanity. Every time he used a profane word, he would put a check mark in that column. Profanity, boom, check mark. Every time he was rude, he'd put a check mark in the rude column. Boom, check mark, rude. I was rude. I was rude to Marianne. Every time he caught himself slouching, I was slouching, check mark. And he carried this book in his back pocket. He would not wait for the end of the day. He would pull the book out at the moment that he realized he committed one of the errors. Wait a minute. Marianne, shut up. I got to do something. Marianne, shut up. I just cursed. Oh, wait a minute. I also was just rude to you. There's another check. Boom. He would check it on the spot. And then he would say, let's say he did this for 1 month or 1 week. The time doesn't matter. 1 week, let's say. He would want to see at the end of 1 week, which column had the most checks. Now, get this. This is where it gets really powerful. So, which column has more checks than all the other columns? Which flaw, which fault, which demon is my biggest? What's my biggest demon? How many of you listening to me today, depending upon where you are in the world, how many of you know what your biggest demon is? Most people go through life having no idea what their current biggest flaw is. What's your biggest character flaw? What's your biggest flaw as a trader? What's your biggest flaw, biggest demon as a father, as a parent? Benjamin Franklin taught me that it's important to know this. In every important area of your life, this is living life consciously. This is living the life of of a never-ending improver. Now, check this out. Smoke on this. Benjamin Franklin, once he identified at the end of a week or at the end of a month or at the end of a quarter, the time frame doesn't matter. Once he identified his biggest flaw, none of the other flaws were important to him. He went on a sole mission. The only thing in life that mattered to Benjamin Franklin, once he identified the biggest one, is to kill it. If I do nothing else in life, Benjamin Franklin said, I will kill this flaw. And he would go to work on making that flaw. He would let all the other flaws flourish. Do what you, if I cursing it up, whatever. It's the rudeness one that has the most check. Let the cursing happen. Let this happen. Let me still check it off, of course. But let all that happen. Just don't commit the biggest one again. Let the other ones do whatever they want to do. Don't even try. Only try with this one. Do it until this column has the least number of checks. And when it has the least, it's dead. Wow. I mean, I was 9 years old, and this blew me away, traders. I'm like, wait a minute. You mean I can eliminate every negative, every bad thing just with this process? Are you kidding me? By the time I'm 21, I'm going to be the perfect Oliver Velez. And I did. No, I'm only teasing, guys. I'm not perfect. I can hear it now. There he goes again. Oliver has check that off, Oliver. You've got the ego problem. That's your biggest flaw. Check it off. Check it off right now. Did you check it off, Oliver? Yes, ego, check. I love it. I crack myself up sometimes. So listen, this thing blew me away. It blew me away. Wow. So I refined it. I refined Benjamin Franklin's methods for trading. You see, in my practice of this in life, I did this from 9 years old. And I did it for areas of my life, from playing baseball. It's my biggest flaw. My biggest weakness as a baseball player. I did it, doing my chores. I did it, my relationships with my friends. I did it with my piano playing. I did it in every area of my life. I had these checklists, which was really journaling. So not quite naturally, when I got into trading, I carried this practice over. I mean, I was journaling from 9 years old. So quite naturally, now I have a new activity called trading in my life. And why would that be an exception? I'm going to journal this too. And over a period of time, I am going to recognize my flaws as a trader. I am always entering too late. Shoot, I'm always chasing. I wait, I'm not sure, then it starts taking off, and now I'm chasing it. I enter too late. Boom, column 1. I have a hard time admitting that I'm wrong. I mean, when I get into a trade, I place this, I put the mental stop in place. I say, okay, I'm going to stop out. If it breaks $25, I'm going to get out. And when it breaks $25, so maybe I'll give it another 15 cents. Let's see. Because, sometimes they break 25 and they, gun for your stops, especially at big round numbers. And then so I'm going to give it another 15 cents. Now it's down 15 cents. Wait a minute. You know what? I'm not sure 15 cents was enough. Let me give it an actual 50 cents. Now it's down 50 cents. Well, you know what? I've heard that major supports at round numbers, so I might as well give the stop all the way down to 24. That's a round number. All of a sudden, dude, I don't adhere to my stops. Column 2. I go in too aggressively. I realize that, and because I tend to go in too heavily at first. And this causes a problem because when I go in too heavy, it means I'm now nervous. So even the most inconsequential moves in the stock make me get out. And it's inconsequential. It's not important, but because my size is so big, it makes the little tiny wiggles appear important. And it alters my trading. I go in too heavy. Column number 3. You get the point. This process makes you look at yourself. This process makes you stop the nonsense. Stop looking outside of yourself and searching for this. The answer's over there. Wait a minute. The answer's now in the expo that's coming up next month. No, wait, the answer's in this new book that just hit the market. No, the answer's in this new seminar that Oliver just came up with. No, the answer's in this. Stop. This makes you stop and look for the answers inside of yourself. It makes you aware of your problems, makes you aware of your flaws, makes you aware of your weaknesses. Now we're talking business. Now we're holding the light of awareness where it should be. Not away from you, but we're turning the flashlight right in your face. Yes, it's not comfortable. Not supposed to be. Your demons who are allowed to live off your energy, free rent, they're allowed to get fat and overweight and comfortable while they sip away at your life. They're not going to make it comfortable for you the moment you say, wait a minute. I'm tired of flashing the light away from me. Let me flash it on myself, right into my eyes. And your demons say, whoa, wait a minute. What is that? Why is it so bright in here? Oh, turn that light down. Whoa, come on. Wait a minute. It's too bright. I can't see. Turn that light down. And they really start to get moving. And they start jabbing and punching and throwing uppercuts and hooks and they don't get they get put on the spot and they fight you to maintain their dominance, their comfortable position. They don't go easily. But the first step is to be aware of them, because awareness is the light. And let me tell you something. These demons or these flaws, these defects in your character, these trading idiosyncrasies, these things, all right? These things are thieves. Do you understand this? They're thieves. And a thief is a coward. A thief operates when you're asleep. A thief sneaks into your house when you're not aware of his existence. A thief doesn't want to fight you. A thief doesn't want to go to battle. A thief wants it easy. Door unlocked. No dog. No cameras. No alarm. You sleep heavy. You leave all of your jewels out unprotected. No gun. No nothing. They want it easy, but they want it dark. They won't come into a house very much that has all the lights on. All the lights are off. They do their greatest damage when you are asleep, which means you are not aware. No awareness, no light. The moment you become aware of a thief in your house, the moment your eyes lock, all the power that that thief had instantly gets drained. The thief doesn't lock eyes with you and go on stealing, does he? No. The thief flees. Thieves can't stand awareness. Thieves don't like light. Demons don't like you to be aware that they are there. They exist. They're living off of you. They're robbing you. So when you start this process of creating columns for every trading flaw, every trading bad habit, give it its own real estate on this piece of paper or in your journal. Give it a page. All right? It doesn't have to all be on one page. You can create this a page for every flaw. And whichever page fills up most, fastest, that's your biggest demon, your biggest flaw. And you don't have to worry about the others. Now, here is how I've refined this. So let's take a 3-column journal. All right? This is journaling in a way. Let's take a 3-column. You have created a 3-column system. You enter too late, tend to be a hesitator, so you chase. You don't adhere to stops. You're always talking yourself out of them. And what was the other one I said? Oh, you go in too heavily when you do buy or enter your position. So let's just take those 3. And let's say the one in the middle, you don't adhere to your stop. You have placed a total of 20 trades. And each time during these 20 trades, you have committed one of these errors, you check it off. So after 20 trades, right? Your first column, I enter too late. That has 4 checks. Okay. After 20 trades, I go into positions too heavily. That has 3 checks. Okay. And the middle one, I don't adhere to my stops. That one has 6 checks. Now remember, we have the first column has 4. The last column has 3. That's 7. Okay. The middle one has 6. Don't adhere to my stop. And I'm just using this as an example. After 20 trades, you have found your biggest demon. Now someone say, Oliver, that doesn't add up to 20. Well, there could be trades that you did not commit any of these 3. And that should be a column as well. It's actually a column by default, but you should have a column that is clean, your clean column. So, whoa, I got through this trade without entering late. I adhered to my stop and I didn't buy too heavily. Whoa, I get a check into the clean column. I think that's important and very motivational to see, because if your clean column is starting to grow, you're going to one day look at your trading account and say, oh my goodness, I was so focused on my demons, I didn't realize I'm up 20% in my trading account. Whoa. Oh, yes. Traders, listen to me. You cannot kill a demon and not be better. It's impossible to eliminate a single flaw and not be a better trader. It's impossible. You can't eliminate a demon and not be better, not be smarter, not be more profitable. Now, being more profitable doesn't mean that you're making money either. It could mean that you're losing less. That's profitable to me. You were losing X, now you're losing less than X. That's a profitable activity. It hasn't thrown you totally in profitable territory, but it is profitable. It is losing less. It's profitable. It is impossible to eliminate one of these demons and not be measurably different. Better than you were before. Better, you guys know what's coming. Better, stronger, faster. I've got to get that tune. Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na. Steve Austin, that's right. $6 Million Man. I'm dating myself. Still love that. I had the $6 Million Man character and a G.I. Joe. And you know what was funny? I hated it, but it was the $6 Million Man. Steve Austin was like this huge towering figure. And G.I. Joe was tiny. It just didn't make sense to me. But anyway, I digress. They used to fight each other all the time in my household. So what you do, guys, is you just go through trades, but in blocks. So you can take blocks of 10. You can take blocks of 20. Those are the two most popular amongst my traders. Do this. And then after they get through 10 or 20 trades, the first round, remember, you're trying to, unless you know this up front, you're trying to discover what those columns are. That's your first block. Your first 20 trades, discovery trades. But you might know them or some of them before you may not even have to go through a discovery phase. I know my demons, Oliver. Okay. Create columns for them. Now, once you have your columns, now just trade. Get to the next 20 trades or 10, whichever one is your number. Marking the columns each time. You have to be honest with yourself. Don't even think about whether it's a profitable trade or not. Don't make that error, traders. You understand me? Don't make that error. There can be an error where you think you did better because this trade was a winner. No, you could have all the columns checked and be a winner. The same way a boat can be lifted, not because it's a great boat, but because the tide, a rising tide, raises all of them, no matter. It raises the cheap, dilapidated boat, messed up boat, as well as it raises the beautiful, very expensive yacht. Doesn't matter. It's not. You could be rising or winning just because of environment, just because of luck, just for being in the right place at the right time. And it has nothing to do with it. You're not looking at P&L. You're looking at the committing of a flaw, an identified flaw. Just to be aware of it and to give it its own column, you have drained most of the power out of this thing. The same way, if you see a thief in your house, he's not going to steal anymore. Now, if he thinks he can fight you, okay, maybe, but he's not going to be stealing. He's going to be either fighting or running. You have stopped him from stealing just by seeing him, just by him seeing you and you seeing him. Not going to steal anymore going to either fight or flee. Most of them are cowards, they flee. So just by being aware and giving it its own column, you are very close to defeating it. Now get this. Once you have identified which column, which flaw, which demon, which defect, which bad habit is committed the most, you've obviously identified your biggest thief. This is robbing you of your future. More than anything else, this is cutting you off at the knees. This is stopping you from your dreams. This one flaw is your biggest demon of all. And you must mercilessly murder it, kill it, obliterate it, eliminate it. Now, let me tell you how to do this. Benjamin Franklin eliminated his flaw, or felt it was eliminated, when that column, as he continued to live his daily life and check off the columns, when that column became the least checked. But after a period of time, I practiced that. And after a period of time, I didn't really like that too much. I wanted something a little bit more proactive. I wanted something a little more defined. So for my trading, what I did was I realized that it is impossible to do something eight times in a row unless it's real. You can do something 2 times in a row and it's still luck. You can even do something 3 times in a row and there's still a decent chance that luck has something to do with it. 4, luck has not that much to do with it. 4 times in a row, come on. 5 times? Whoa. Come on. How can you really, really say that luck is there after the 5th time? Is that luck? Not really. Well, if it's not really at 5, what's 8? Not even in the same universe, not even in existence, not even a word, not even a thought, not even anything. So I wanted the number 4 is pretty getting. 4 starts the no luck number. Go study this. 4 starts the no luck number. Dude, he did it 4 times in a row. He didn't do it twice in a row. He did it 4 times in a row, dude. That's not luck. 4 starts the not luck argument. 8, no human being is going to tell you it's luck after 8 times in a row. No one. People say luck has 0 to do with it if you've done it 8 times in a row. It's not even a fraction of a thought at 8 times in a row. So here's what you do. Just commit the day you identify the biggest demon in your life, the biggest flaw. Starting from the following day, just commit 8 trades without committing that flaw. Listen to me carefully, traders. 8 trades. Don't even think about another flaw. I don't care if you commit all of the other columns on every single one of these next 8 trades. I don't care if your biggest one was, if let's say your biggest one was, I just don't take my stops like I should. Then that's the one you've got to do 8 times and make sure that 8 trades in a row you took your stop properly. If you do it 8 times in a row, it's gone. How magical is that? When I tell traders this, they're like, Oliver, for real, just 8? That's it? Dude, what do you mean just eight? Eight's a big number. Yeah, but like, that's it? I would think that I would have to practice this for years. No, 8 trades without committing that error. You see, and it's gone. You see, traders, demons, these monsters that rob you, they need repetition to stay alive. Their food is the energy from you committing it. You are acquiescing your power to this fault. And every time you do the fault, every time you commit it, it gets stronger. That habit, that bad habit, gets more deeply entrenched. You have fed it. And it gets bigger, more powerful, more sturdy. Foundation gets stronger, harder to uproot now. But when you stop committing it, it's starting to get hungry. Well, dude, what are you doing? Why aren't you paying attention to me? Why aren't you committing me? I'm shrinking. I'm shrinking. I'm shrinking. 8 times it is gone. It is shrunk from your life. You can't do something 8 times and it be there. It's beautiful. Once you have committed 8 trades without committing this error, be rest assured it is gone. Now, go attack the next biggest column. Now, during these 8 trades that you have not committed this biggest error and now it's gone, remember, you are still checking columns. You are not to commit this one, but you might be committing the others. Continue to check them off. But after this 8, see, now your life just becomes blocks of 8s. So now the next 8 trades are dedicated to the next biggest flaw column. And over a period of time, each time it's a demon's chance that you can figuratively see the demon trembling. Oh no, it's my turn. Oh no. You can tell I have kids, right? It's my turn. No. And all the other demons are saying, well, we'll take care of your family. Don't worry. You're going to a better place. It's my turn. No. So you take the next one in line. They're on death row. You know what I'm saying? And 8 times without committing that next one, boom, that one's gone. And you become the demon killer. Now, notice that I've been talking about this for over an hour, and not a single thing has come up about a winning trade, or even a losing one for that matter. Winners and losers don't matter in this phase. Killing demons do. Because it's these demons that are robbing your profits from you. Kill a demon, and you open up the greater possibility of profit. Kill another one, boom, the opening for profits to come through gets wider. Kill another one, boom, it's wider. By killing demons, you automatically become more profitable, more consistent, because it was the demons in the way of consistency. It was the demons in the way of profitability. You become profitable through the process of negation. But the novice thinks they become profitable directly. No, indirectly. You cannot go to profitability. Profitability has to materialize on its own. Profitability flowers. Like most novices think they can make a rose grow. I want roses. I'm going to make them grow. No. Roses flower themselves. Just you have to eliminate the weeds that can prevent the flowers from flowering, the roses from flowering. It's through negation. So you have to eliminate the negative, and there is the positive already by itself. The way I explain this, the way I have explained this process of negation historically, is to tell people to imagine that you are standing in front of this big picture window. And it is a huge window. And it is almost from ceiling to floor. And it is overlooking an incredibly beautiful landscape. But on the window is a caked up crud, mud of some sort, thick. It's spread all over the window. So thick that you can't see through the window. All you see is a big, giant slab of dark and dirty gook caked up on the window. That's what you see. The scene is no longer there. But is it no longer there for real? Or is its view just being blocked? The crud, the mud represents your demons. They are obscuring what is there. Profitability is not something you find. It is present. Something is blocking it from view. Something is preventing what is there from being seen, from being materialized, but it's there. So you don't search for profitability. Wait a minute, all I see is crud, but I don't see profitability, but where is it? So that's the novice approach. They leave the crud and search for profitability. How ridiculous. When you think about it with my metaphor, it makes sense. How will you find the scene, profitability, the beauty, profitability, if you don't remove the crud? No. Forget the crud. Forget the crud. I want profitability. Where is it? I don't want to focus on the crud. I'm focusing on profitability. Dude, you can't have profitability until you first remove the crud. You can't take a dirty, inconsistent, undisciplined, weak, feeble-minded you into the land of profitability. You won't be accepted. You must first become better. Then you can enter into the land of profitability. So what do I exactly mean by the process of negation? You eliminate what is not profitability. Eliminate the crud. The crud is not profitability. By eliminating what is not, you get what is. What is can't be obtained directly. It can only be obtained negatively. It can only be obtained in reverse. So, as an example, with the true highest level of the highest profit is truth. All right? Trading is a metaphor for life. We are after profitability. We are after truth. Okay? So truth, at the highest level, truth is the ultimate profit. So you can't find truth. No. Because truth is not static. It is not in a location for you to go to. Truth is not something you can point to. It's just something that is. So how do you find truth? Which many of the ancients say is the ultimate purpose in life. To find truth. Be true to thine own self and yada, yada, yada. So how do you get the ultimate profit? You can't get it directly. So you achieve truth, or you find truth, for lack of a better phrase. Remember, you can't really find it. But you find truth, for lack of a better phrase, indirectly by discovering or identifying what truth is, what is not truth. So this is not true. Eliminate. Okay? That is not true. Eliminate. And you go to the next item. Okay? This is not it either. Eliminate. And after you have eliminated everything that you know is not true, there it is. Truth is. It was being obscured by all of these things that weren't truth. And by eliminating what is not it, you get it. I'm going to repeat that. By eliminating what is not it, you get it automatically. People try to keep the crud and go for profitability. It doesn't work that way. You've got to eliminate the crud. So you start to clean your window. Let me take the crud off on the left-hand side here. Now the middle, take the crud off the middle. Now the right-hand side, let me clean it all really nice. Now by removing the crud, all of a sudden it's like, oh my goodness. Look at the splendor of this view. Look at the sunset. You mean I was missing all of this? All of this time, the crud on my window was robbing me of this? Wow. You can't get the sunset. The sunset is there, or the sunrise. It's just there when you remove the crud, when you remove your flaws, when you remove your bad habits, when you remove the demons. Profitability is there. It happens. It flowers. It flourishes on its own. It's just being obscured now. It's being blocked by these things. Remove them. Remove what is not the right thing. And all of a sudden, you have the right thing. This, traders, is powerful. It is powerful beyond words. Because this activity that I'm teaching you now, that I was taught by Benjamin Franklin, this activity can change your life in every area of your life. It is one of those free gifts that's magical, more powerful than any course, more powerful than a Harvard degree. This, what I'm sharing with you, is a life changer. Wow. Do it. Try it just a little bit and watch your trading soar. Remove 2 or 3 demons and OMG, you are not the same trader. You are not the same individual. You do not see the same way. You do not cognize the same way. You do not come up with your conclusions the same way anymore. A certain clarity will descend on you, a clarity you've never experienced before, something purer, something more direct, that you're in contact more direct with. This demon was in between me and the thing that I desired. And now by the removal of the demon, I am in direct contact with this thing. The highest level is that the two merge. Whoa, wow. That's a different topic. That when you are no longer a trader trading the market, you are no longer a noun. The highest level of this is that you stop being a noun. I am a trader. That is a noun, which means that a trader is separate from trading. So the trader is split. Any type of split is conflict. And conflict is where all of our problems come from. Unity and unison, oneness, is the ultimate state in anything. It is what Mark Douglas called trading in the zone. It is what athletes call being in the zone. They are at one with their activity. It was like I wasn't there. It was like I was watching myself play basketball. I was in the zone. No division. The ultimate level is when you stop being a noun and you become the verb. No, I wasn't the trader. I am trading. I am trading. I am not Oliver. I am not a trader. I am trading. I am the verb. I am the activity. Whoa, that's a different topic. And that might be too heavy for a lot of you. We might not ever be able to go there, or only with a very small few of you. But that's not necessary now. What is necessary, we can't look to the mountaintop now. We've got to stay at the base and eliminate these demons. Eliminate this crud off your window so that you can see what they have been hiding from you, what they've been obscuring from you, what they've been robbing you. They've been robbing you all this time. And you've let them sit there and eat away at your life, eat away at your profits. Those are yours by right. It is your birthright to do this properly, to live a certain way. If you want to, trading for me is a metaphor of life. I am captivated by the fact that the same precepts that are called for doing the right action in the market are the same fundamental precepts that call for doing anything in life right and correct with intelligence. Going into any situation in life, having assessed the odds, knowing the particular risk-reward ratio, and where you'll not do it anymore and call it quits. And what if you approach life this way, the way a proper trader approaches every decision before taking a play? The professional trader making his first entry after this, the arrival at this conclusion. What if you could live life the way a true professional trader lives every trade? What if every decision that you had to make in life was made the way a professional, consistently profitable trader made every decision, which is in his life, in his trading life? It's the same process. This is why I call this act spiritual that we call trading, because you can't become a better trader and not become a better human being, a better person, a better anything. It is the ultimate level of pure responsibility. It is the epitome of being responsible. The professional trader is responsible. The professional trader is not reckless. The professional trader is measured, never shaken. Not that everything goes his way, but not shaken. Never loses it. Always calm. Always has the scenario ready for almost any eventuality with the trade. Wow. What an activity. What a job. The best one on the planet, traders. Steve Paulson is saying, Oliver, you're talking to me again. Well, I hope so. And that's the whole purpose of these talks, guys. I have been. What did Martin Luther King say? I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen the promised land. I've been there. Dude, I have battled demons that you don't even have a name for yet. You don't even know what they are. You know I don't take my stop demon, and I hesitate on my entry demon. And those are the dude, you have no idea. I've gone through demons. I've gone through demons, their second and third and fourth cousins. I've had demons that say, oh, okay, you got rid of me? Then wait till you meet my cousin. Bye. I'm dead now. And all of a sudden, here's his cousin. Yeah, you killed my cousin? Now, I'm going to really kick your butt. And then I have to deal with this new demon now. I've dealt with demons, OMG. And they all don't go down the same way. Oh, no. There are some stubborn demons, traders. There are some demons that will fight you back for your very dignity. They will dig in deeper. They will pull every artifice, every trick out of the book. Some of your demons will use the people around you to get at you, to make you commit them, to make you believe, to go back to sleep and not be aware of them anymore. Your demons will use anything. Your demons will start to mess with your technology, make you not take a stop. Oh, wait a minute, my internet went down? You're like, shoot, man, my foot hit I've done that. My foot hit the power button because it's down by my foot. And now I can't take the stop until I turn my system back on. That's Freudian. That's the demon fighting you at every turn, using anything and everything to stay alive. The biggest demon of all is your ego. Now, I have a big ego. I just don't have one in trading. But in outside of trading, my ego's huge. No one's bigger than my ego. But in trading, I have cut that ego down. That ego was the incredible shrinking man for a long time in my trading. I have no ego in trading. In fact, I am not present in trading. There is no Oliver in the trade. There is just the trade that is happening. A lot of people won't understand that, but that's the highest level that you're going to aspire to. The elimination of the ego is the elimination of you in the trade. You're just allowing what is going to be to be. You're not interfering. You're not tampering. The ego tampers. Oh, wait a minute. I know better. Change this. Flip that. Alter that. Wait a minute. Let's go over here. Now, no, let's look over there. No, I don't like that. That's your problem, the ego. You think the ego thinks it knows. That's the biggest, that's the last demon to go. Because, guys, there are your technical demons, the stop demons, the entry demons, the hold on too long demons. I hold on too long. give back too much of my profits. Those are all the technical demons. That's the first layer of demons. Then there are different layers of demons. Then there's the psychological demons. OMG. You think that the technical ones are tough? They get slipperier. They get slyer, sleeker. They're more intelligent. See, the technical ones are kind of like the dense ones. You can 8 trades without them, they're gone. But then the psychological demons, they will trick you into thinking you're killing them, but they're playing dead, and they're not. Like, he thinks he's just committed 8. But I was hiding over here. Yeah. All right. He'll be asleep for a while, man. He's not that bright. They will trick you, you know? But this is what makes the game fun, traders. It's true. This makes the game. You start to relish this as you develop. You start to, you call up your best friend who's also a trader. You're like, look, dude, man, I just discovered another demon. And your friend says, yes, for real? If he's on your same level. Seriously? Oh, man, I envy you, man. I haven't found a demon in like the last 3 months, man. Man, your trading you're on the move, man. When you kill this demon, your profitability is going to jump huge, man. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. You're going to want to find a demon because you know when you kill it, what that's going to mean for your next level of progress. That I've just discovered something that was holding me back. Now I know exactly what to do. 8 times without it. And it's gone. I'm 8 trades away from being almost immeasurably better. Wow. Think of the power of that. Now, guys, listen, before I let you go, all right, I have to really clear this up because I don't want you thinking that this is not as easy as it might sound. I'm just very loosely throwing the number 8 out there. If you have a hiccup in the midst of your 8, you start from 0 again. So you committed 6 of these trades without committing that error. And then the next trade you commit at the error, you have just eliminated all of the work that you've accomplished with committing 6 in a row. You've got to go 8 in a row. Now, it doesn't mean that it's 8 trades. So let me clarify this. It's 8 times, not 8 trades. So for instance, let's say your biggest error is failing to take a stop where you should. So, but what if there's a trade that doesn't call for taking a stop? You take the profit. That doesn't count toward 8. You didn't have to practice the stop. It's 8 trades of taking your stop appropriately, not 8 trades just for the sake of any 8 trades. It's 8 trades of either exercising this thing. It might take you 15 trades to get 8 of the correct action in because the other trades didn't call for it. And then there are some trades where it is just a straight 8. Like, as long as I don't enter too early, if that's one of your demons. No, or enter too late, let's say. Boom. You can do that 8 in a row. And it's gone. But certain things like the stop one, you're probably going to have some trades that don't call for you exercising a stop. And that's a pause. It doesn't count as part of your 8. It's 8 trades of taking the stop exactly where you said you were going to take the stop before you entered the trade. So I wanted to make that clear. Are there any questions? Talk to me, traders. We've discussed a great many things tonight. Some very, very important things. But what questions can I answer for you? What can I clarify for you? If you are currently in my live chat here, in my Spreaker system, you are free to ask right now. If you want to send me a question via email, you can email radio@ifundtraders.com, and I will be sure to answer you. Do not take this subject matter lightly. I know it was a long episode today, but if you can, listen to at least certain parts of this recording, the archived version of this again. The power of what we talked about today cannot be measured, especially as it relates to all other areas of life, but in trading as well. It's immeasurable. This is a life changer. This will revolutionize your whole approach to the markets, your progress. This is one of the most direct ways to shorten your curve, your learning curve, your experiential curve to consistent profitability. The novice is always focused on what should I say? The stars, and never really focused on the stones beneath you. You can be dashed on the stones beneath you, or you can reach the stars. They're always starry-eyed looking at the stars. Whereas that the pro, or who has gotten to be a pro, has done it reverse in a way, has gotten where they stand sturdy. The level on which they are standing now sturdy. They built it up, made it firm, unshakable, powerful. And at each level, it is the level under their feet that they pay attention to so that they don't fall. All right, I'm taking the next step up. I'm going to make sure this level is solid. It's firm under my feet. They're not looking up into the stars like some starry-eyed novice person living in La La Land, and making sure their base underneath them is solid. And while looking at where they're stepping, they're progressing. Ever so higher and higher. I'm sorry. I will get that fixed for you. So do this. Practice it. Do it today. My name is Oliver Velez, and I am your trader for life. Ciao for now.